How's it going, everyone? We are back with another weekly watch list here. First thing I wanted to say is happy Easter to you all. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So, 3-day weekend off the markets. Hopefully you all took that time to refresh, review, maybe any trades from the previous week, and just go into this week with a fresh focus. Whatever happened last week inside and outside the markets, just let it go, move on. Specifically speaking, inside of the markets, any losses, don't dwell, just move forward with a fresh sense of focus. They do not matter, all right? So let's get into it, breaking down IWM, SPY, and QQQ. I did have a nice trade. I took this short here on IWM on Friday. It was great. I did review that on my Twitter. But nonetheless, let's move forward. So I'll start off with IWM here. All right, first thing we're going to be watching is this resistance up here that I've been watching for a while. It takes us all the way over to the weekly. It's just a fib level, right? It hasn't been tested just yet. We've been getting very, very close. Been watching it for a while. Honestly, I marked this level out when IWM hit this low in the fall. So it's just kind of been a slow grind up to here. So this 212.61 fib. Okay, we'll see if we get any sort of rejection there. Let's go back over to the hourly here and look at the levels. So as always, Friday high, Friday low. Friday's low happens to be this previous resistance as well. So whenever there's like a low or high of day that was a previous support or resistance, I like the level even more. So I will be watching that to hold and move back up to 211 or break and retest down to our next support here at 206 or 205, these levels here. However, because there's a pretty decent amount of space between this 209.86 and 206, and we have somewhat of an impulse move here, I do have that mark for Fibonacci. So I do have these levels here in case we do get a reversal here. We would need strong confirmation, strong price action, strong volume at these levels here. The only reason I don't like it as much is because it is an impulse move where it's a pretty sharp, aggressive move up, right, from this 206. But we do have this bit of consolidation here. We do have the beginning of the fib on Wednesday and the end of it here on Thursday's high. So rather than it being all in the span of 1 or 2 or 3 hours, it's over the course of an entire day with some consolidation here. This would have been a nice trade here. Big move up. We have a bit of a bull flag here, overnight session, and then it kind of just goes to show why we ripped up on Thursday to a high. Although it would be a little bit of a chase once the market opened here, but nonetheless, still plenty of room here for a good move. So that's IWM. Let's go over to SPY. So levels on SPY. We do have this daily trend line that I have from the daily chart. So let's go to that real quick. So this daily trend line here, 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Potentially do we get a third? So just something I have on watch. Looking at the levels themselves, this past week, if you remember last week's watch list, we did have this 518 level. This was a level I was watching last week, and it was 61 fib to the T as well. Well, what do you know? We bounced it perfectly. However, it was at close on Tuesday's session, which kind of a bummer. I'm not really trading the end of the day or closes or anything like that, but it is what it is. Move forward to the next opportunity. So first resistance is going to be this all-time high. Friday's high, 524. Friday's low at 522. Looking for that to act as support or break and retest and move back down. So zooming in on some levels here. Same type of thing with this fib. Like we have this impulse move here, so I'm marking that out from the start of this impulse to this reject here. However, again, impulse, consolidation, a bit of a bull flag here, broke the bull flag, moved back up to all-time high. So, not necessarily as strong of an impulse as like one we saw previously, this one here, where we saw that 61 fib act super, super well, super accurately. So it's just, again, something I'm watching for now. Not a big deal. If we don't get it, I already have my other levels marked as well. So this first support is going to be down here at this kind of zone I have here, this 521.43 to 522. So it's like 60-cent zone here, just because it was really strong resistance in this area. So I will be looking at that first. Let me go over to the 15-minute. I will be looking at that first. If we do break through the 50, break the 61, which does happen to fall in this zone, I do think it's pretty probable, based off this impulse move here, that we will bounce somewhere in this zone, this previous resistance, potentially turn to support in this zone, the 61 fib. If we don't, though, next support will be down here at 519, and below that back to that 518 level. SPX always marked previous day high and low, and then just other areas of support and resistance. So high and low is the red. And then below that, I have 52.14 and 5200 here as support. So if you're watching those levels, I do use these levels here for all my trades, but primarily SPY and QQQ. And then lastly, looking at QQQ, we have this channel here on the hourly that I am watching to see a break out of. Over on QQQ, I do want to explain this little situation over here a little bit. I kept it on my chart just specifically for this video. But real quick, rejects all-time high, 447. Below that, 446. I thought there was another one. Okay, yeah, 449 all-time high. 447, 446.54, which generally, you know, this level here, right, I kind of put in conjunction with this level up here. This is kind of all. I wouldn't be taking a long position here over this level unless we broke above this as well. But anyways, focusing back on these levels here, Friday high, Friday low. Obviously Friday was disgusting. Look at this price action, fucking crazy. But there was a nice kind of play here, which we'll talk about in a second. But first resistance then, Friday's high at 545, excuse me. First support at 445. And then first support at 443. So below that, if we do break, my next support would be 441. But mainly, I'm watching this area here. So this 440 to 441, 440.50 to 441, this previous resistance, almost resistance again, we broke through it really strong. This would be my next area for a bounce. It kind of falls in line with this trend line as well. So somewhere in this area, could see a bounce happening, or maybe we, you know, keep trending in this channel, we break here and we retest this 447 or break above, depending on how much the market wants to rip this week. But real quick, just want to point this out. So we do have, this was a strong impulse move, right? Had this impulse move last week, okay? On Wednesday, I did mark out the fib. Didn't take this trade. I was trading IWM on Thursday. And this, based off this price action, I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to watch QQQ much. But we did touch the 50, and we had some really nice liquidity sweeps here, right? On the 15-minute and 5-minute, right? So if we go to the 5-minute time frame, price came down to this 50% fib, okay? It was already made our low of day here, and then we had liquidity, right? And it fueled these small move up, finally third liquidity sweep, all at this low of day, right? This is why you wait for candles to close, because when price moves a certain direction, it needs liquidity to be able to move. So we had liquidity sweep 1, 2, 3, all pretty strong, and then price came up to this high here. I don't believe it. So it wasn't necessarily a high of day, but it was the highest in a minute. So we did have 3 liquidity sweeps here in this zone, all at low of day, all at 50 fib. This would be a good trade to take with your risk management just being a close below this 50 fib. So I just thought that was pretty cool. We had that impulse move. We mark out our fibs after the impulse move. You could have went long here after seeing this final liquidity sweep on this candle. Could get in long here at 443, profit target 1, profit target 2, you know, stop out here. You have a nice couple dollar move up there. That would have been a great trade. So even in kind of pretty shitty conditions for the day. So anyways, just wanted to cover that a little bit. Thought that was cool. Have a little bit of education there for anyone who's interested or needs that. But thank you so much for watching. It's going to wrap up this weekly watch list. I do appreciate everyone who does give me their time. It means a lot to me. I hope you all have an amazing week inside and outside the market. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing, dropping a comment, dropping a like. It would mean a lot to me. So have a great week inside and outside the market once again, and I will see you all in the next watch list.